What's going on YouTube, man? It's Brandon from J&BARMY. I'm here to do my championship weekend preview with you guys between the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. And I'm just strictly doing this as as a analyst, I guess you'll say, or you guys are trying to analyze the game. But first, I'm going to start off with the Green Bay Packers versus Atlanta Falcons game and my prediction of what's going to go on and how Atlanta or Green Bay can win the game. So basically, now I in this game coming up, and this championship game, 3:05 p.m. Eastern time. I think that the Atlanta Falcons will win this game because of that. Just having Julio Jones on the outside, having Devontae Freeman, Telvin Coleman, and Vic Beasley on the defense, and then you also have Taylor Gabriel on the offense, and having Mohamed Sanu, another big receiver who can get the job done. I just don't think the Green Bay Packers secondary can withhold that, because you just look at their team for the whole entire year, has just the defense has not been good. So I'm not giving the Green Bay defense going to get torched by Julio Jones. Julio Jones is going to shred that defense up. When you have a wide receiver playing corner, it just doesn't work. I don't know if Jordy Nelson is playing as of right now. I'm late at night doing this, so I don't know if Jordy Nelson is playing, but he wasn't listed as doubtful, so he's the game time decision with Devontae Adams and Ty Montgomery. But anyway, I think that the Green Bay Packers defense is going to get shredded up, and then I don't think they can maybe stop two running backs. They're not going to be able to stop two running backs because it's just the way those guys run in Atlanta. They just come up the middle. As soon as they come up the middle, once they get separation, Devontae Freeman is going to outrun those the secondary of Green Bay. He's going to outrun those guys. So I think that Atlanta offense is just going to be just too much power for Green Bay's defense. And Atlanta's offense has the edge over Green Bay's defense. Now, we look on the offensive side of the ball with the Green Bay Packers. If they don't, if this now this is if I'm going to do if and like if they don't have them and if they do have them. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, your number one corner has been out all year, but that didn't stop you guys from playing well on defense. Certain times, the defense let up a lot of points, different things like that, and it's not the best defense in the NFL. But I think that if Vic Beasley puts the pressure on Aaron Rodgers, if he puts that pressure on Aaron Rodgers and makes Aaron Rodgers run, but Aaron Rodgers does not have the receivers that he needs to win this game. Oh man, it's gonna be hard for him, and I think that with you have an agent Dwight Freeney, and you got Vic Beasley who's basically being mentored by Dwight Freeney. I just think that it's gonna be a horrible day for Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, I'm not doing this because Aaron Rodgers knocked my Aaron Rodgers knocked my New York Giants out of the playoffs, but that's another story for another day. But strictly as an analyst here, I'm picking Atlanta. If you look at Green Bay's offense, they have the offensive line, but one thing is, if you keep just like Tom Brady, if you pressure Aaron Rodgers and make him get uncomfortable throwing the football, he's not gonna have a good game. The first 10 games of the season, he did not have a good game, not have a good season, but yet he's in a lot for MVP because of the last 6 games they played. I don't want to hear that. Matt Ryan has been playing well all the season, and there's some games that the 5 games that the Atlanta Falcons lost, they're gonna say, oh, because those games they lost, Matt Ryan didn't start to play. Yes, he did. Matt Ryan still had games. He still threw over 200 yards, and I don't know how many consecutive games that he's done that. So, like I said, Matt Ryan's been playing good all year. Aaron Rodgers played terrible for 10 games. Then for the last 6 games, because they went 10-6, the last 6 games that they played, Aaron Rodgers just didn't. He played well. He played well. He played like lights out, like no other quarterback I've seen. But I'm sorry, the Green Bay Packers offense, I think the offensive line can get it done. If Ty Montgomery is not there, they do not have a running game. And because they might not have a running game, the Atlanta Falcons defense is going to make it easier for those guys to get out there and Rodgers because they don't have to worry about a running game. Now you have Christy Michael from Seattle Seahawks, whatever, but I think that Vic Beasley adding that pressure on the D line and just the D line, they just blitz, blitz, blitz. Only send the linemen to blitz. Your linebackers stay back because Aaron Rodgers can run around and do his little fancy things that he does. If I'm Dan Quinn of the Atlanta Falcons, the linebackers are pressed back. I want my defensive linemen, because the Atlanta Falcons run, which is I like and better judgment of the 4-3 defense. I love the 4-3. I hate the 3-4 defense like Green Bay runs. To me, I know it's a run defense, but I just hate. I don't know. I just love 4-3 defensive teams. So with that in mind, I just think that having a 4-3 defense, having the linebackers pressed back, you have the secondary and your corners and your safeties pressed back in coverage at all times. Do not blitz the linebackers. Do not blitz the linebackers. You can if you want. Like I said, I'm not coaching the team or whatever. I'm just giving my perspective on what should happen. But I'm not gonna take my linebackers and blitz, because once you take the linebackers and blitz in, then it leaves room in the middle for wide receivers to run through the middle. And like I said, the 4-3 defense, it could be ran with, the 4 defensive linemen and then the 3 linebackers, or certain plays you take, the strong outside linebacker, but everybody who played Madden, we call him the left outside linebacker. They take him out of the game and put the nickel corner in. So with the nickel corner being in, I would do that most of the time, because Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball, and you need a nickel corner to be able to run and go catch that third receiver in the slot. And you have the tight end. You just have, your middle linebacker on the tight end or whatever. If the tight end's on the left side, you have the right outside linebacker on the tight end. But like I said, you have your defense line just blitz, 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 and then like I said, you have your secondary back. Do not blitz any corners off the edge. I would not do that. I would just keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket. See, it's opposite with Brady. It's like, well, you want to keep Brady in the pocket from not running outside. When Tom Brady has a football and he's throwing the football, what do you want to do? You want to put pressure on him, because if he runs outside the pocket, it's like, okay, and you get him, it's like, okay, we did our job. But Aaron Rodgers is like, no, you don't want him out running outside, so you got to make sure your outside zones is covered on the outside, make sure the wide receivers are getting locked down, and then you keep him in that pocket and you blitz, blitz, blitz. That's the thing that the Cowboys failed to do. They were doing it at first. They were blitzing, blitzing, and blitzing, and then all of a sudden, they just stopped blitzing. And that's how he won the game. You don't stop blitzing against Aaron Rodgers. The same thing with Tom Brady. If you don't blitz against Tom Brady, then you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You have to add pressure on quarterbacks like these who can throw the football, make plays, and who are champions. Matt Ryan has to be the guy to take the Atlanta Falcons and get them to the Super Bowl. Wow, like I said, I'm not putting on fandom or whatever. I'm just picking Atlanta Falcons to win the game. But in honesty, a lot of people are questioning Matt Ryan because of he's not getting done in the postseason. Now, if he makes it to the Super Bowl, they have to shut up. The critics have to shut up, because you can't sit here and say the season that he had, he took him to the divisional against Seattle and won. Then he beats Aaron Rodgers. Then he goes Super Bowl against either the Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger, and I'll be picking that a little later on. But Matt Ryan has to get it done in this game, and I'm picking him to get it done because the defensive line has to blitz Aaron Rodgers. The Atlanta Falcons defense, you guys have good safeties and you guys got good corners. If I feel like if True Font was in, this game would be a cakewalk. If your number one corner wasn't hurt for this year, this would be a cakewalk. It would be a cakewalk. But like I said, I think this game is going to be more to the offensive side. And Matt Ryan, you have to get Taylor Gabriel going. Throw some screen passes to him, let him run up and take flight. You're going to have to get the ball to Mohamed Sanu, give it to him on the outside, close to the sideline, let him get some sideline catches because he's a big dude. And those corners are not going to be able to. Those corners that they have are not going to be able to contain Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones. And if you're just Julio Jones, it's like, okay, like, bro, honestly, man, just burn everybody. Just burn them. That's all you have to do is burn them. Now, they're going to double cover him. But then that's what leads The outside with Mohamed Sanu and Taylor Gabriel running a slot is going to be so much easier. Now, if they triple team Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu has to get it done because, like I said, you can't put all the focus to Julio. Mohamed Sanu is the low-key weapon, and him and Taylor Gabriel are the low-key weapons to the offense. But if the running game gets going and the passing game gets going, there should be no reason why the Atlanta Falcons lose this game. And just I think that Aaron Rodgers on the offensive side, back to offense real quick, I think that just him, if he doesn't have Jordy Nelson, and Geronimo Wilson is out, and I just don't think he's going to get it done against this defense. The Atlanta Falcons defense, I feel like, has to step up. They have to step up, and they have to just keep him in that pocket. Blitz, blitz, blitz. Now, how do you say, oh, well, you're being biased because you're sitting here saying, well, they're with the Atlanta Falcons that are doing defense. What does Green Bay have to do on defense? You got to lock down Julio Jones. And guess what? The Green Bay Packers are not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people out there. I know there's Green Bay fans going to be attacking me, but if Aaron Rodgers gets out of that pocket and scrambles and throw that football and starts to torch the Atlanta Falcons defense, then this is going to be strictly an offensive shootout. But like I said, if on the defensive side, what Green Bay has to do, Green Bay has to put pressure on Matt Ryan. But because he has such a good, it's hard to put pressure on quarterbacks who have good offensive lines. It's so hard to do that. So I think what it is that Matt Ryan, when he gets out, he can run a little bit. I'm not gonna front on him. He can run a little bit. So with Matt Ryan, I think the Green Bay has to put pressure Clay Matthews again. Listen, whoever the left tackle is, like I said, I'm not you know what I'm saying, good with the names right now. But I think is it Matthews? I think it's Jake Matthews, something like that. I forgot his name, but you know what I'm saying, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But he's gonna have to stop Clay Matthews, man, and that's gonna be a problem. But like I said, to me, if you rank the Atlanta Falcons offensive line, and you rank that offensive line between who has the best, they have the top 5 offensive line in the game. Don't front on their offensive line. Of course, everybody's going to say, the Dallas Cowboys have the number 1 offensive line in the game. Number 2, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles because of how they can hold. I would say the Philadelphia Eagles because that line is just too good. But also, I would take Green Bay 3rd because of what Aaron Rodgers does in the pocket. Now, number 4 is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons have the 4th best offensive line. Now, I would say because of this year, it just depends. I don't want to be, like I said, I'm not being biased for Green Bay, ranking their offensive line on top of Atlanta Falcons. I'm not doing that. I'm being truthful. I'm being honest with this preview before the championship game later on today. But I just think that the Atlanta Falcons have the 4th best offensive line in the game. And it's going to be hard for Green Bay's defense to get pressure on Matt Ryan. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Let's not be stupid here and let's not just say, oh, you know what I mean? Just how that offensive line is not going to hold up. No, they have the 4th best offensive line in the game. I don't know who's 5th right now. I can't think on the top of my head. I guess you would say Tom Brady's offensive line or Pittsburgh Steelers 5, or you know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, the Atlanta Falcons, what you need to do defensively is put pressure on Aaron Rodgers. If I'm the Green Bay defense, my priority is lock down Julio Jones, who's going to be on. Oh man, I just can't. I can't fathom what he's going to do to that secondary. He's, like I said, I'm being neutral here. I'm just picking who's going to win. But damn, I'm just Julio. You can't stop him. It's just I know if you triple team Odell Beckham's and the AJ Greens and the Mike Evans and all, but he's just on another level, baby. I'm sorry. Man, I don't know. I just don't know. You just can't stop Julio. You cannot stop Julio Jones. Now, here's a quick fact for Green Bay's fans, and I'm sorry I gotta say this, but against the Carolina Panthers, Julio Jones had 12 catches for 300 yards. 12 catches for 300 yards. And guess what? Guess what the Carolina Panthers weak spot is on defense? Their corners. Green Bay's defense. What's their weakest point? Their corners. This is going to be a hell of a game. Like I said, I'm picking Atlanta Falcons to win this game. Man, the Green Bay has to step. They're gonna have to triple team Julio. I mean, good lord, I just I just don't know what you guys can do to stop. I don't know what Green Bay could do, but in order for Green Bay to win this game, you gotta Aaron Rodgers has to throw the ball. They have to be able to run it. I don't think they're gonna be able to run it on a defensive line because Vic Beasley is going to. If that Green Bay offensive line can't hold Vic Beasley, I'm sorry, it's going to be a nightmare for Aaron Rodgers. But on the other hand, if Aaron Rodgers does avoid the Atlanta Falcons defense, I think the Atlanta Falcons defense of secondary is a little stronger than Green Bay's. But I think that if Aaron Rodgers makes plays and he gets outside the pocket and throws that football, it's going to be a problem for Atlanta. Now, a lot of people going to say, "Oh my gosh, you pick Atlanta and you're showing them the great things Atlanta should do, but not really Green Bay." I'm telling you, Green Bay has to stop Julio, but it's like you can't. Like, there's no way to stop somebody like that. Like I said in the previous Atlanta Falcons Must Watch video, Julio Jones is like an Odell Beckham but taller. You can't fathom what Julio's gonna do to that defense. But if I'm Green Bay, I gotta triple team Julio. You have to triple team him. You just have to, not double, not one corner, not one safety. No, it has to be damn near both safeties on that side, and then you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do on the other side with Mohamed Sanu and Taylor Gabriel. But like I said, I just think that Green Bay, you got a lot of work to do. You really do. Like I said, I'm being honest. I'm a little mad that my Giants are in the playoffs, but it's whatever. Like I said, it's not about them. It's about Green Bay and Atlanta. I'm picking Atlanta to win this game because Julio Jones is going to destroy. He's going to conquer. I mean, it's going to be a nightmare for Green Bay's defense. But if they lock him down, which is going to be hard as shit, excuse the language, but it's going to be hard as shit to lock him down, man, if they do that, then they could win the game possibly. But then you got to worry about the running game. The running game with Devontae Freeman, Telvin Coleman, man, I just can't. I can't fathom them stop. I can't fathom Green Bay's defense stopping Atlanta's offense. I'm taking the Falcons, man. I'm sorry to Green Bay's fans. I know Aaron Rodgers. He's one of the best quarterbacks to ever throw that football. A gunslinger. Man, I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons, man. And like I said, the reason why I'm being hesitant because I don't want to be biased and just go towards Atlanta. Green Bay has to stop Julio, and Aaron Rodgers has to throw the ball a lot because they don't have a running game. I'm sorry. Ty Montgomery, if he's there, then maybe it'll be. If Jordan Nelson's there, it's gonna be a problem too. But like I said, I just think that Julio against that Green Bay defense, it's going to be hard. And NFL Network, the announcers on there too, shout out to those guys. But they're even saying, I think Deion Sanders said that Julio is going to be a problem for that Green Bay secondary. But like I said, guys, you know what I mean? I just think that the Atlanta Falcons, they have more weapons on offense in this game. And if Jordan Nelson plays for Green Bay, he's not coming in 100%. So I know that's something to cheer about for the Falcons fans, but Green Bay's fans, something to cheer about if he does play, and you know what I'm saying, shows that, you know what I'm saying, that he's gonna, sacrifice being 100% and go out there and play and win the Super Bowl. I feel like Jordan Nelson's gonna play, but if he doesn't, it's not gonna be more easier, but it lessens the pressure on the Atlanta Falcons defense. Now, like I said, I'm picking Atlanta to win this game. Offensively, just too much. Vic Beasley, I think he could be the defensive player of the year this year. Vic Beasley, 14, almost 15, damn near 16 sacks after coming back from last year, and I think that Vic Beasley should be defensive player of the year. I think he is. I'm not sure if he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But my MVP this year, I did pick Matt Ryan. I'm not picking Aaron Rodgers, and the only reason I'm not picking on him, but the only reason why I do not pick Aaron Rodgers is because He played 10 bad games. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, he threw touchdowns. Yeah, he had good yards, but completion percentage wise just wasn't there, man. Like, I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, I'm being biased." I'm not being biased. I'm being straight down the line, yo. His first 10 games, I'm sorry, Green Bay fans, but it just wasn't to par. Even all the, like, even people who love Aaron Rodgers were saying this. Like, yo, I'm like you weren't playing good in the first 10 games. You told everybody to relax and all this other stuff, and previous years relax, and we're gonna run the table, and you're 10-6 now, and you. Like, I understand all of that. You played good last 6 games, but all season long, Matt Ryan has been playing well all season long, and you can't deny that. You can't deny that. You can't deny how well he's been playing on all this just this whole year, man. I just think Matt Ryan's MVP this year. I'm sorry. I know people gonna say, "Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, and he has the best O line in the game." Let's stop playing. Don't play yourself. He got the best O line in the game. Dak Prescott, you got the best O line in the game. I know it takes a quarterback to drive the team, whatever, but I think Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, at least if Ezekiel Elliott wins Rookie of the Year, at least Offensive Player of the Year could go to one of those guys. But like I said, MVP, oh, it's Matt Ryan. It's Matt Ryan. He's played well all season. I don't care. He's played well all season. Every game. I know they lost 5 games, but still, they went 11-5 this year. Seattle got thrown out the second seed. You guys got a week off to do what you did, and you came in and you guys played well. Like I said, you had a week, whatever. You played Seattle, whatever, and you guys played well. So, but yeah, I'm taking Atlanta Falcons to win this game. I'm not a score guy, so I'm not giving a score for this game. I'm just saying Atlanta, they have the edge over Green Bay. I'm picking Atlanta to win this game. But let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots AFC Championship game. That's after that game, but and this game is gonna be like the Atlanta Falcons and Green Bay game, and the reason why I say that is because Malcolm Butler is not gonna be able to stop. Malcolm Butler is not gonna be able to stop Antonio Brown. Let's just face facts, Patriots fans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's not. He's a good corner. Yeah, he got the interception in the Super Bowl, whatever. He's not stopping him. Big Ben against that New England Patriots defense who lost players because of trades and stuff like that. The New England always shows up. Let's not front. New England always shows up. But, damn, Le'Veon Bell. I mean, you're not going to get any better than that at running back. I mean, just pure talent right there. If the Patriots can't stop him in the run game, it's going to be a problem for that defense. Now, the offensively, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think that if you throw the ball to Antonio Brown and he's picking apart Malcolm Butler, the game's over. The game's over. If he does what I think Julio going to do to Green Bay, if Antonio Brown does that to New England's defense, it's it's gonna be hell on earth for Malcolm Butler. I'm sorry. I understand they did a commercial together. You know what I'm saying? That's outside of football, but let's not get it twisted. If they go 1-on-1, I'm putting money on Antonio Brown. Let's just. I don't care if you're a fan or not. I don't give a damn if you're a New England Patriots fan. I do not care. You mean to tell me that Malcolm Butler's going to lock down Antonio? You must be out your damn mind. I'm sorry. A lot of people going to be offended by it, but no. I'm being straight down the line. Now let's look at New England's offense. You have the greatest quarterback of all time playing against this Steelers defense. Tom Brady. I know the Steelers defense have been playing well. I guess I think they're number 1 in the postseason right now in defense. But Tom Brady, that offense, or Bennett, hopefully Michael Floyd has to step up. But I'm taking, like I said, with New England. See, here's the problem. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. I don't think I've ever seen Tom Brady get shut down in my life. Like unless he has a game where he just throws like just an interception or without a touchdown. But I've never seen Tom. I don't like all the years I've been watching football. I've never seen Tom Brady get embarrassed. So I don't think he's gonna get embarrassed. I think Julian Edelman has to play well. See, here's the problem. Danny Amendola has been hurt so much this year. He better be healthy and prepared for this damn game. Because if he's not, that's another receiver out. And if Michael Floyd wants to be on that team next year, he better step up. You were a first round pick in a couple years ago. About 3 years ago, you was a first round pick. And you got released because like I said, I don't judge nobody. I'm not talking about that situation with the DUI, but you better step up. Because this is going to reflect, like I said, I know people are going to say, oh, he's only been in for a couple weeks and he's not fully into with the offense. But no, he needs to step up and be the receiver that we all know he can be, that he was in Arizona when he had those 1,000 yards the previous season. He needs to have 1,000 yards, man. I mean, I'm sorry, not 1,000 yards. When he had 1,000-yard season, he needs to be that guy. I don't want the guy who had 800 yards or 500. No, I want the guy who had 1,000 yards out there busting his ass against the Steelers defense. Because with this Steelers defense, now if you look at it, the Patriots have, I'm going to get to that in a second, but you have Deion Lewis in the backfield. You got LeGarrette Blount. You got to stop the run. The New England Patriots have a good offense. I think, like I said earlier when I said about the Green Bay and Green Bay's offensive line, and then Atlanta Falcons' offensive line, New England is number 5. I would say they're number 5, but I don't know. It's just they have a good offensive line, but the Steelers, man, they've been running. See, here's the thing about the Steelers. They've been running that defense for the past 25 years. 25 years. And they're drafting the right players to be in the system. And now it's not all, you know what I'm saying? There's no Troy Polamalu's or the Ike Taylors or, but like I said, with Tom Brady, he's going to struggle with that pressure. And now I said I don't like the 3-4 defense, but in Pittsburgh's favor, it works. Because like I said, that they've been running that defense for a long time. But that 3-4 defense, with the linebackers coming off the edge, Tom Brady's going to have a problem. That Steelers, James Harrison coming off the edge, I'm sorry, that offensive line has to come through for Tom Brady. It has to come through for Tom Brady. Because if the offensive line does not come through, game over. Game is over. I don't give a damn what nobody says in the comments. You can roast me all you want to, say I don't know what I'm talking about. But you watch later on today, what? Oh yeah, you watch later on today. If that offensive line breaks down on Tom Brady, mark my words, the Steelers are going to win this damn game. They're going to win this game. I don't give a damn who. See, here's my problem with people who comment. You get so caught up in being the fan that you're not separating yourself. Like right now in this video, I can separate myself. Because I'm a Giants fan or whatever, but I can separate myself and see greatness when I see it. But let's not get it twisted. If Tom Brady is under pressure, I don't care if you're a New England fan. I don't care if you're a Pittsburgh fan. I don't care about none of that. You have to come to face facts and see what's going to happen. If Tom Brady gets too much pressure, it's over. If that offensive line falls on him, it's over. It's done. I don't care what nobody says. You can roast me all you want to. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. If Tom Brady's offense, let me say it one more time. If Tom Brady's offense breaks down on him, game's over. Dupree, Harrison, you must be out your damn mind if you think that's not. I'm telling you. And I know I'm offending people. I say, damn, I don't care. This game, if his offensive line breaks down, then it's game over. But now let's talk about the New England defense against. Like I said, New England's defense against Pittsburgh. I think that the New England's defense against Big Ben. The Steelers have the 6th best offense line, if you want to say it like that. But pressure, the New England Patriots are not putting that. I think because you guys got rid of Chandler Jones and Jamie Collins, I think that hurt that team a little bit. You still play well. Like I said, I'm not shitting on the Patriots, but you guys still play well. But I think getting rid of those guys, man, I think it hurt y'all, man. Not too much, but if you would still have those guys, man, it'll be a whole different ball game. But I think because those guys are gone, I just think that it's it's gonna be tough for that. It's gonna be tough for New England's defense to get pressure on Big Ben. Now the same thing goes for Big Ben. If that offensive line weighs down, it's a game over for you, because if Tom Brady lights that Pittsburgh defense up like he did weeks ago, if Tom Brady comes out there and lights that shit up, it's game over. If the offensive line of Pittsburgh breaks down, game over. I don't care I don't care if you're a fan of the team or not. You have to face reality. If that offensive line breaks down for Pittsburgh against this New England Patriots defense, the game's over. I'm sorry. Because first of all, it's Bill Belichick. Like, coach versus coach. I know people gonna say Mike Tomlin, but I'm picking. Of course, you gotta pick Bill Belichick. He won rings. People gonna say he cheated. I know, but right now, he's a good coach or whatever. They have a good system over there. But like I said, I think that if this game is gonna be for offense, I think only because the defenses are not like they're not like a Giants or Seattle defense. Like, they're not like those defenses. Like, I know in the postseason Pittsburgh has number one. Now, if they continue to play with that edge, the Pittsburgh can win the game if they lock down Tom Brady. If Big Ben gives that ball to Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, tight end Jesse James, you got to step up too. You have to step. I know, and like I said, I know in this video that some of the Pittsburgh Steelers players are dealing with the flu. So that's even more troubling. But like I said, you got the right players in there. The Pittsburgh Steelers can win this game. But the defense has to get Tom Brady. The defense has to put that pressure on Tom Brady. They have to break down that offensive line. They have to break it down. LeGarrette Blount, if the defense gets to Brady, they're going to have to run the ball. And if the defense is getting to Brady, they can get to LeGarrette Blount. Now, if you switch it over, that if the New England Patriots defense shuts down Antonio Brown, because they're probably going to double cover him. But if they shut Antonio Brown down and Le'Veon Bell can't run the ball, the game is over. I'm wiping my hands clean right now. But like I said, I think that because it's Tom Brady, it's AFC Championship game. He lost last year to Denver, and he did not play well. And he got suspended for the first 4 games from a suspension happened the year before last. Oh, hell no. Tom Brady's on a mission, like Skip Bayless said on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp. Tom Brady is on the mission to have Roger Goodell take that Lombardi trophy and hand it to him. Tom Brady's on a mission to get that done. The same thing with Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, low key. Y'all just don't know it. If Tom Brady wins this game, this Super Bowl is going to be crazy as hell. Because on one end, my pick, the Atlanta Falcons, you have Matt Ryan, who, if he doesn't get it done, they're going to question him as a quarterback. And this is just, I'm being honest, I'm not, like I said, I'm not playing favorites like that. But again, if let's just say if Green Bay beats Atlanta and Aaron Rodgers goes to play Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, here's my thing. Tom Brady's out for vengeance this year. He's not looking to impress nobody. He's out for vengeance. He is out for vengeance. Like I said, he's going to go in this game. He's going to do it for Robert Kraft like he always does. He's going to do it for Bill Belichick. This is going to be a hard fought game between New England and Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh has to get it done too. Like I said, this game is going to be so hard to pick for me because it's hard because it's like this game is going to be an offensive shootout because New England's defense can ball out, but come on, let's just put it on the table. Y'all faced the Houston Texans, man. Y'all faced the Houston Texans, who doesn't have a quarterback. That's how you shut them down. Because Brock Osweiler, that's just a whole other subject. But like I said, I think in this game it's going to be an offensive game. Defense have to step up in this game because if one defense lacks in this game, it could decide the whole thing. If Tom Brady picks apart that defense, now here's another thing. If Tom Brady picks apart the defense and Big Ben picks apart the defense. It's just gonna go back and forth. Which defense is gonna stop the offense first to win the game? That's how the game is gonna go. But in this particular game between Tom Brady going against Big Ben, Mike Tomlin, man, I just feel like, there's gonna be pressure on Mike Tomlin because, like I said, people were calling for his job when it shouldn't have been done. But yo, I just think that if Mike Tomlin loses this game, I'm sorry to the Pittsburgh fans out there, but I think he's gonna be on a hot seat going into next season, going to the playoffs. Because listen, and you have to look at every single team that made the playoffs this year. If you go to the AFC Championship game and don't get it done, and then the next season you don't make it to the playoffs, or you mess up that season, or you are out of there. I don't give a damn what coach you are, unless you Bill Belichick or something like that. But yo, I just don't. Like I said, Mike Tomlin's gonna have a lot of pressure over this game, and plus Antonio Brown, the distraction with being in the locker room, Facebook Live. And I think he did a little too much. He was caught in the moment. He was celebrating. That's fine, but I think that's going to be a distraction a little bit for the New England Patriots to come away with the victory. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. Like I said, I don't give scores because I think the game play out, but I think that Tom Brady's out for vengeance. He's out for vengeance. Like I said, everybody gonna say, "Oh yeah, well he cheated, well he didn't cheat, or he did this and he didn't do that." I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the bathroom when he was deflating the footballs, and I wasn't there when I wasn't there. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I ain't read the court case. It is what it is. Tom Brady's back in the league. He's playing, and he is not MVP. Let's just get that clear right now. He is not. Yo, bro, you missed 4 games. You had to miss 4 games for a reason, bro. You were suspended. It don't matter. Oh yeah, people gonna say, well, like Skip Bayless. Oh well, he got railroaded and just different things like that. I'm sorry, you destroyed evidence in the case. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but you destroyed evidence in the case that could have been in your favor if you would have just cooperated. But because you didn't do it, like I said, you stopped fighting. It is what it is. Like I said, they couldn't prove it. They couldn't prove it, but because of your actions of not, like, if Tom Brady would have just cooperated, he wouldn't have got suspended and he would have been MVP. But yo, man, like you suspended 4 games, bro. I can't, like, it's so hard because you played without, you only threw 2 interceptions in the regular season. The last person to do that, I think, was Nick Foles, to only throw 2 interceptions, but he didn't start every game that he played. So, like, I don't think he really counts, but he's the only other player to do that too. But man, you got suspended, man. Like I said, as a Giants fan, you would hate Tom Brady. But like I said, I'm not in this for fandom. I'm in this strictly for the game and the championship level and how intense it's gonna be. And I just think that Tom Brady is just, man, if he wins the Super Bowl, he's gonna be the greatest of all time. I'm not predicting that until until the Super Bowl weekend or whatever, but you have to give Tom Brady respect. Big Ben can throw that football. He can sling it down there. And I feel like Antonio Brown has to get loose. He has to get open. And as far as Julian Edelman has to get open. Because if they lock Edelman down, they lock Amendola down. I don't know about Michael Mitchell or Malcolm, whatever his name is. And then you got Malcolm Floyd, whatever his name is. I'm not getting, names wrong. I apologize about that. But man, if, like I said, if the Steelers defense locks down the Patriots offense, Ben Roethlisberger is going to the Super Bowl. But if the Patriots defense somehow locks down Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, and Tom Brady can pick apart that defense, man, I think in this game, like I said, it's hard to pick this. This game is hard to pick than the NFC Championship game, and the reason why it's so hard to pick is because of how just the Atlanta Falcons defense stepped up this year from last year. In Green Bay, their defense is putrid, but then the Pittsburgh Steelers defense stepped up too in the postseason. And then New England's defense, I think they've been the same all year. It's what their system. It is what it is. But the Steelers defense stepped up. So like I said, I'm sorry to you Pittsburgh fans. I try to break it down for both teams, and the defenses and offenses, just like I did Green Bay and Atlanta. But I'm sorry, in this game, I'm taking Tom Brady to go to another Super Bowl. I think he's out for vengeance. It's gonna be so hard. I can't bet against that man. And if if Tom Brady loses this game, man, y'all gonna have to get ready to get yourself a new quarterback. Because that's 2 AFC Championship back to back. Last year, Denver beat them. If you lose this year, it comes into question, Bill Belichick, why did you trade those defensive players to stop the offenses? Why'd you kind of weaken that defense a little bit? So they're going to get some scrutiny out of New England. So that's why I feel like Tom Brady, he's out for vengeance. He's out to seek and destroy. He's going to do whatever he can. And I mean whatever he can. No pun intended. But whatever he can to get back to that Super Bowl and win number 5 and go to 7. He wants vengeance. I think it's gonna be a hard game. It's gonna be an offensive game. Defensively, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the edge on defense over the New England Patriots. Let's not front on that. But oh man, this game is hard for me. So hard. Like I said, I picked the Patriots, but this game is just so hard because I just don't. Man, I just can't see Big Ben going into New England and beating Tom Brady, man. I'm fighting with myself doing this video because it's going to be so hard. Like I said, but Tom Brady's out for vengeance. I think he's going to get the Super Bowl. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm not going to predict the Super Bowl. But, I mean, obviously I'm predicting the Super Bowl if I'm saying Atlanta and the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots. And I feel like when those two teams face, I'll do that prediction based on how all 4 teams play. But in this championship weekend, it's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be exciting. You got Tom Brady going for vengeance. He's at home. It's going to be crazy. Man, it's going to be crazy. And with the Atlanta Falcons, this is the last game in the Georgia Dome, baby. So y'all going to have to step up. Because if y'all lose, the fans, I know the fans are going to be so disappointed. But not only that, it's the last game in the Georgia Dome. So you got to get it done. Like I said, I'm picking Atlanta Falcons. I'm doing this video as a neutral party. I'm doing this as a neutral party. So, you're Atlanta Falcons, you're picking them to win. But hey, if Aaron Rodgers picks apart the defense, he going to win that game. Matt Ryan has it easier to win that game. He has it way easier to win that game than Aaron Rodgers does because Green Bay's defense is they alright. They ain't all that, but they alright. But like I said, Julio Jones gonna torch him up between the New England game and Pittsburgh. I gotta pick Tom Brady to go back to the Super Bowl. A lot of fans probably gonna be trashing me in the comments, but I don't give a damn. I'm doing this based on if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I ain't the smartest man on earth. Like I'm not saying, I know everything how it's gonna happen. I'm just breaking down the defense and the offense and how it's gonna be. If Tom Brady lights that defense up, it's gonna be a problem for y'all to win. I'm just telling y'all who I'm picking to win. Nobody has influence on what I'm picking right now. I mean, maybe the Giants do because they lost, but like I said, I'm not gonna put that in this video. But that's a conversation for another day. But like I said, I'm picking Atlanta Falcons, the Georgia Dome, last game. You gotta get it done. I don't give a damn what nobody says. You gotta get it done. You gotta get it done, and you gotta get it done. The offense has to step up because they're gonna do a lot of carrying, but they gotta step up. If Aaron Rodgers, if you want to, like I said, I'm not gonna be biased, but if Aaron Rodgers, if you want to win this game, you have to get out of that pocket, scramble, because they go Atlanta Falcons. I know they're gonna blitz you. Dan Quinn is not stupid. Dan Quinn is not stupid. He's gonna blitz your ass. I'm telling you, excuse language, but he gonna blitz your ass. I'm telling you, man. So like I said, it's gonna be a fun and exciting weekend, man. Like I said, I'm picking Atlanta Falcons to win that game. Super Bowl bound. I already picked them. Basically, after like I said, I was known for Seattle a little bit, but like I said, Seattle got knocked out. It is what it is. All well now. It's time to focus on the AFC Championship, NFC Championship. I'm picking Atlanta Falcons. AFC Championship, I'm going with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's looking for vengeance. I keep repeating myself, but it's true. It's true. It's just so damn true. So like I said, Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying, he's going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But like I said, I think in this year's Super Bowl, it's going to be between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm sticking to that. I'm not coming back and change my mind. Y'all gonna see me, y'all gonna see me back after this talking about it. Of course, not next week, but the week after for the Super Bowl. But if you guys put in the comments, if you guys want me to do, I guess you could say do the Pro Bowl, AFC versus NFC, but nobody really cares about the Pro Bowl. But I do. I like the Pro Bowl. They're going back to I love the fantasy draft that they did, but that's, what I'm saying, for another time. But I want to see some of those. I want to see the Pro Bowl this year. I think it's gonna be exciting. NFC versus AFC. Festivities going on, man. They got challenges this year. Let's see how it is this year. If it's not better, then damn, I don't know what they're gonna do. They gotta put some rules back in the Pro Bowl, man. I mean, unless they go back to how it was back in the day. You played the Super Bowl first, and then the Pro Bowls after, to get everybody who played in the Super Bowl a chance to go in the Pro Bowl, which I feel like they should start doing again. But like I said, that's not for this video. But like I said, everybody who's watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. This championship weekend, I listen, I love football. I don't give a damn if y'all say, oh, he a Giants fan. No, I love football. I'm a Giants fan. I like the Seattle Seahawks. I love the Seattle Seahawks. But, man, I love football. This is what football fans like me, not just teamers, but this is what football fans like me. This is how we get down. We gonna be in front of that TV, probably watching pre-games, getting some snacks ready or whatever y'all do. Everybody probably gonna be having parties, and like I said, everybody be safe out there. But this is what football fans live for right here. This weekend is going to be a great weekend, championship weekend, man. Sunday, championship Sunday, man. Just probably in about 10-15 hours from now, from where I'm recording this video. But yo, this, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this game, man. I'm excited to see what Big Ben's going to do in New England. I'm excited for, Mike Tomlin. And let's see if Antonio Brown was a distraction. I'm excited to see what Atlanta does against the Green Bay defense and how Julio gets down. Because, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but it's the truth. If Julio destroys that defense, it's a GG. It's a game over. But like I said, man, I'm excited, man. I hope you guys are excited in the comments. I'm not trying to go against Green Bay fans. Don't crush me in the comments. Like I said, you guys can win this game too, but my pick is just the Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, I'm going with them. They got the better offense. They got the better offense. So like I said, I'm picking them. Between New England and Pittsburgh, it was hard, but I'm picking New England because it's Tom Brady. AFC Championship game. It's revenge time for him. He's trying to go back to Super Bowl. And oh yeah, just real quick. Roger Goodell is not going to the AFC Championship game, but instead going to the NFC Championship game because, of course, everybody knows what happened between Roger Goodell and Tom Brady. That's why Tom Brady won his damn revenge. And I don't blame him. I know it's like you didn't cooperate, suspension, but you guys get the point. So, yo, Roger Goodell not being there is probably like Tom Brady's probably wishing that he probably came just throwing in his face like we're gonna win, But like I said, it's any given Sunday. Both of my picks could be wrong, and we'll discuss that later on. But like I said, championship weekend is gonna be a great weekend. I'm excited. Football fans, you should be excited. There's gonna be some great games coming up in a couple hours. Not even a couple. I mean, you got damn near 10 hours. About 10, 11 hours from now. But man, like I said, you guys be fun. You guys have fun out there. You guys be safe. I know some fans are gonna trash me in the comments. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? Well, yes, I do know what I'm talking about. So, like I said, I want you guys to have fun. I'm Brandon from J&BARMY. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Please subscribe. Share this video everywhere. I had to, not practice or anything like that, but had to get my information right before I came up on here. But like I said, I love doing these videos for you guys. I did one before for the Atlanta Falcons or whatever, but like I said, I love football, guys. I'm not in it just to be on one side and do certain things. I'm in this shit because I like it. I love football, man. I can't wait till next season. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I just love watching football, period. So like I said, the football fans out there who are just not going for one team specifically and just love football, this video is for you guys, man. Like I said, I do videos for you guys. J&BARMY, man. If you guys want more videos from us, we do reactions. Comment what videos you want reacted to. It's not just all rugby and basketball and football, and we do anything you want us to react to that we can react to on YouTube. We'll do it for you. Just ask, put in the comments, ask. We try to get to your comments. If we don't be disrespectful. Be nice. We'll try to get to it. Tweet us. Our descriptions are in the description box, so you'll be able to see us. My Twitter actually doesn't have a picture, so my Twitter doesn't have a picture, but another picture will be up there. I'm slacking on the Twitter, but like I said, my Twitter should be up and running by then, or at least the day after. But like I said, don't just because still follow me. Just because my picture's not up there, I haven't tweeted yet. But I want you guys to follow me, and you guys can ask for certain things, and tweet at me and say, hey, I like the review. I didn't like it. Well, I didn't like how you talked bad about my team, but you were fair because I was fair in this video. But like I said, this is what real football fans live for. I know I'm running on and on. I know you guys probably like, damn, I want to click out the video, but you probably got something to say. But like I said, I know I'm running too much time up. But I really, 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 really enjoyed doing this video for you guys, man. I'm a football fan, man. I love football. I know you got your teams, but damn, I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend, man. After this, I'm heading to bed. I'm going to sleep. I gotta wake up. Shout out to NFL Network, NFL Game Day. NFL Game Day. I'm going to watch that. You got your boys, Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner, Marshall Falk, Michael Irvin, and Steve Mariucci. So, I love those guys, NFL Network. So I'm going to be up at 9 in the morning, watching that. So if you guys ask me a question or something like that, tweet at me, man. Description, I'm saying my Twitter's in the description down below. Tweet at me. Ask anything you want about the game. I'll respond to you. Anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Help this channel out, man. Me and my brother, we do reactions. We're trying to grow. I'm putting a video on here because a lot of football fans like the videos. So like I said, I know I'm going on and on, but I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you like it, please put a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can, wherever you can get out to, man. We trying to grow, man. I'm trying to bring more videos for you guys next year, man. It's gonna be filled with football debates and what you guys want me to talk about. Just tweet, like I said, tweet at me, man. I'm excited. You guys be safe out there, man. My name is Brandon from J&BARMY. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm out. Salute.